Our ancestors were Alutiiq people. We have this deep, rich cultural heritage that is tied to our land. We need to take the knowledge and put it back into our next generation. You spend your life learning, and that's a journey. Aqyaq is a rural community on Kodiak Island. There's, I think, over 50 people now. I think it's one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I mean, wonderful families and wonderful people there.
This is my grandbaby. Yeah.
I've had the privilege to work with Mitch and Judy Simeon in culture camp since 2001. Culture camp started originally when we decided to move out to Cape Alitac to work with kids from the village and bring in kids from other villages. We set that camp up at Cape Alitac because of the petroglyphs that are there. Petroglyphs are images pecked into stone, using a rock as a chisel or a hammer. The petroglyphs were probably pecked by the Sukhbid people on Kodiak, who have been there for 7,500 years. And those are our ancestors. When you start pecking on the rocks, that sound goes out into the ocean and seals come in. And so you can have a hunter get the seals. We originally thought there was only about 300 to 400 petroglyphs, and now we're past 1,300 petroglyphs. It's the largest grouping of petroglyphs in Alaska that we know of. The petroglyphs facing the bay are images of smiley faces and a couple of whales. The ones facing the ocean are more anthropomorphic. You have a whale dancing. You've got people. You've got seals. These petroglyphs were for giving thanks. And you have people dancing and celebrating for the whales coming back every year to help sustain us. It doesn't look like much, but when you start to see them, you see the faces popping out. They had a purpose of telling a story or a legend or what someone had done in their life to be remembered.
See this one here? Go above it. And that's one of two frowny faces there that I see in all the petroglyphs. All the rest of them are smiling.
The petroglyphs are actually eroding, mainly because of the changing climates in our environment. The tides are a little bit bigger, the storms are bigger, and also the rise in sea level. So it's eroding away the petroglyphs.
Here's some new ones, guys. They've been making petroglyphs without me. Look at them. You can barely see them. You see them? This is pretty cool. There's right here, one. I hadn't seen these before. That's 16 years of walking by these guys. Jesus. That was worth the walk.
If we made petroglyphs today, we would be calling them graffiti, because then it's not considered cultural, even though I think that in the future we can, as long as we are all aware of what we're going to put into the rocks, so that the story isn't just about us defacing a site. It's telling a story about what we were doing at that time. I guess the ultimate gem in all of this is teaching our children the value of caring for our resources. They have a bigger meaning in terms of showing the rest of the world that we have this deep, rich cultural heritage that is tied to our land. And think about that with all of our people who can use that as a foundation to stand on or use it as a foundation to understand. It's something that no one can ever take away from us. And to me, that's pretty powerful.